Hi, my name is Pamela Quinn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is intended for yoga teachers who are trying to get, we'll say, corporate gigs. So you want to go into a corporate setting and you want to teach yoga. Corporations are incredibly busy and they want things done incredibly quickly. They're looking for quick response time, quick results, and the quicker you are, the more likely you are to secure that gig. So you want to be quick and you also want to be easy. On your business page on Facebook, on your Instagram account with the one link you're allowed to have, on your website, you want to advertise very predominantly that you are available for corporate yoga. They're going to click that button, it's going to open up an email, and in the email, they're going to contact you super quick. They're not calling you because it takes too long to answer a phone and you're not always in the right place. You want them to email you that they are interested in your corporate services. You will then schedule a quick call with them to assess their needs. This is very important. So you don't want to do some blanket statement advertising how much you're going to charge the company to come in and do yoga, because you never know what kind of environment you're getting into. So you want to have a conversation. You want to make sure that you can actually meet their needs and that it's priced appropriately. You know, if you have to drive 10 minutes or maybe you have to drive 50 minutes. You don't need to bring yoga mats. You do need to bring yoga mats. You don't need to create a cute piece of marketing that they can, you know, send out in their newsletter, or you do have to do that. So you want to make sure you're going to be compensated for all this stuff you're doing on the back end too to get the program launched for them. In general, pricing on a corporate yoga gig could be anywhere from like $60 for a 1 hour class up to $100 for a 1 hour class, or even more. One nice way, it's kind of, I guess, a marketing trick, is you could decide yourself, well, I'm going to charge $100 for a 1 hour class. So you could either communicate that to them, or you might say to them, it's $10 a person, which sounds really appealing, or but there is a 10-person minimum. So 10 times 10, obviously that equals $100. You don't want to get into a situation where you're doing a lot of one-offs. You know, when we do the little show up one-time thing, we don't get to know the students and we're not serving them the best we can on a physical, emotional, or spiritual level. You want to do a package. So you might say, I'll come in 5 times and it's going to be $100 a class, which is $500, but if you pay it all in advance, I'll give you a 10% discount, and so you actually prepare an invoice for them for $450, and they're going to pay you in advance, which is super nice. The other thing you need to understand with corporate gigs is you have to do an invoice, you have to send the invoice to them, sometimes you have to fill out vendor forms, and then you have to wait for them to mail you a check. If you can get the money in advance, that's great. Some people ask about, well, the actual employees are going to pay for it. Really try to push the collection of fees back to the corporation. So either the corporation pays you directly or the employees pay the corporation and then the corporation still pays you directly. You don't want to spend the first 5-10 minutes of class trying to chase down money. It's really hard to account for, especially if the 5 classes then just turns into another series of 5 more classes of 5 more classes. It's just kind of a pain. If the corporation's paying you directly with a check and you earn over, I think it's $600 now, they're going to issue a 1099, and then that's going to be really easy for you to do your taxes as well. Technical things. So one, you need insurance to go into most any organizations. Some will specifically ask for it, some will not, but you do want to protect yourself. There's an insurance company called Alternate Balance. And I like them because, one, they do insure you as like a holistic health advocate, which I am, and as a yoga teacher. But for just $10 per location, you can get coverage for the facility. So let's say I'm going to go into a school system and I'm going to teach the football team for all of football seasons. For just $10, I can add that school's address, and then they give you kind of like an umbrella policy for if there's accident or injury. Waivers of liability. liability. And I'll see if I can figure out how to get a link so that you can download our waiver that we use. You have to get a waiver of liability signed because you have to protect yourself. So the form I use, you can just like read it, edit it. You can Google one. I'm sure you can find them everywhere. You don't have to go get a lawyer or anything, but you want the people when they first show up to take your class to sign this waiver. And then this waiver you would actually keep on file. If you're working with children, so age 17 and under, they're not adults. Let's say you're going into a school system, you're going to want to send those waivers before the first class. Probably you're going to have to send them 3 or 4 times, and you're going to have to get those collected on the first visit from the kids. And that's tough to do. It's tough to organize. So you really have to, stay on top of people with that. People want to know about, like, if you come in to do like a meditation workshop or something like that. If it's something really special that's going to take you more than an hour, I would charge, $250 for sure, maybe even more. One good way to get into a corporate setting is to do the corporate like wellness fairs, but I would do it with the intent of I would like to come to your wellness fair, and then I would like us to, try some yoga out in your corporation. A lot of corporations are resistant. So instead of saying, well, we're going to do it every week for 5 weeks, what if you just did it once a month? And then they kind of can try you out, feel you out if you did it once a month for 5 months. In a corporate setting, you don't know what you're getting into. You always want to arrive there at least 30 minutes early. Usually you're going to have to maybe even have some form of ID and go through a security system to get into the facility, knowing that you're going to be using like an empty conference room or maybe their empty lunchroom. Plan that you're going to have to just move stuff around. It is not going to be set up for you. Most likely they won't have yoga mats, and people aren't going to remember to bring yoga mats, so you're always going to want to bring maybe 4 or 5 with you. A great little revenue stream for you is you can get on like Yoga Direct or YogaAccessories.com, and you can buy an entire roll of yoga mats for, I don't know, like $200, and they're always on sale. But then you cut those yoga mats yourself, just line your yoga mat on it and use like a box knife to cut the yoga mat cleanly, and then you can bring those. It ends up pricing out to like right around $7 a mat. So you could sell them at your cost, which is $7, or you could sell them for $15, and that's like another little revenue stream for you. You can convince sometimes the corporations to find yoga mats that they can brand, and they really like those too because they'll use those as kind of like gifts to their employees. So if you have any questions, if I've forgotten anything, please comment below, and then I can answer you. And then you don't want to ever be afraid to email me either. I'm Pamela@elementalhome.com, and then I can also send you like forms and links and things like that you might need. So good luck out there. It's super fun. Thank you guys. Bye.